Up next in our broadcast, we have breaking news on a ranking scandal from Northeastern University. We'll give you a little more after these messages. When these feet hit the ground, you know the truth isn't far behind. Fox 25's investigative reporter Mike Bodette, doing whatever it takes. And we return to our broadcast with news of a scandal brewing at Northeastern University. An anonymous source has told us that the president of Northeastern University, Joseph Aoun, has been gaming the U.S. and world ranking system for the past 8 years. The annually issued U.S. and World College Report ranks schools around the globe on their quality. It is one of the most important factors in how high school students choose where they apply to schools. If one school can tamper with the results, this could spell dire consequences for the future education of our workforce. My fellow colleague Mike Bodette went on scene to find out what's going on at Northeastern. Let's see what you found, Mike.
Thank you. In 1996, Northeastern University sat at 162nd in the U.S. News and World Report's college rankings. In just 18 short years, the university has risen 120 spots to sit at 42nd, tying it with better-known scholastic powerhouses like Boston University and the University of California, Irvine. Some might call this rise nothing short of meteoric or even miraculous. While the university is apt to praise its foresight and bountiful property, the truth is far darker. Our news station received an anonymous tip that Northeastern University President Joseph Aoun has furthered his school's reputation by using mafia connections to extort higher rankings out of his peers and the college reviewers themselves. Our investigation began with an anonymous tip pointing us toward a picture taken in August of this year. President Aoun prides himself on student involvement and often takes pictures with students. But this man is not a student who has ever been enrolled at Northeastern University. A simple reverse image search led us to this man, Finnegan O'Finnegan. Finnegan is an Irish-born immigrant currently residing in the North End. Boston police confirmed that this man has strong ties to the Irish Mafia, but our newsroom was the first to detect ties with President Aoun. Finnegan often tweets at someone with the handle @ResidentPresident, a hashtag once used by Aoun during a freshman outreach program. They discuss often when to meet and where. The meetings are always 4 days before dates when Northeastern University was due to be reviewed by other college deans as part of the rankings. We tracked down Finnegan O'Finnegan and managed to obtain this exclusive footage from October 2014. This video shows Finnegan meeting and shaking hands with President Aoun on the grounds of Northeastern University. It happened 2 more times in a 2-month period that we followed Mr. O'Finnegan, both on days before Northeastern was scheduled for a peer review. Clearly, President Aoun is in the doghouse. Back to you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. That was some outstanding work in the field, obviously. We were unable to reach President Aoun for comment, but after this story broke in the papers this morning, Northeastern University released the following statement. Northeastern University is shocked and saddened by these vile accusations. We will be conducting our own investigation into these matters. It is highly doubtful that Northeastern will retain control of the investigation. NU is home to 7 federally recognized research centers and institutes, including the Center of Awareness and Localization of Explosive-Based Threats and the Center for High-Rate Nano-Manufacturing. Other generous donors include the National Institutes of Health and the Departments of Homeland Security, Energy, and Defense.
We also attempted to locate Finnegan O'Finnegan, who is known as Aoun's Mafia contact in Boston. We're here in the North End, not far from Joseph Aoun's $8.9 million Beacon Hill townhouse. Finnegan O'Finnegan lives in the building above.
Mr. O'Finnegan, can we just get your opinion on the story? No comment. We just want your side of it. Mr. O'Finnegan, can you explain your relations with President Aoun? We just want to make sure to get your side.
Further investigation has revealed that Northeastern University is under extra pressure to improve its campus resources and reputation. To get an expert opinion, we invited Professor Mike Bodette into the studio. Mr. Beaudet is a higher education analyst from Harvard University and has lots of experience working with U.S. News and World in their college ranking systems. Mr. Beaudet, it is always a pleasure to have you here at the station.
Thanks, Mr. Beaudet. I'm glad to be here. Always nice to be on the station.
All right, perfect. So our first question for you is, you've obviously been in this U.S. News and World ranking world for a long time. Have you ever seen anything happen like this?
Yes and no. The rankings are no stranger to manipulation from colleges themselves. In 2011, Iona College admitted to misreporting acceptance and graduation rates over the course of a decade. George Washington University inflated the number of freshmen who graduated at the top of their class, and all of these are factors in how school ranks in the U.S. News and World.
So what Northeastern is doing now is nothing new. This sort of thing has been going on for a while, so it's sort of just a brutal race to the top for these colleges?
Yes, and it become much worse in the future.
Perfect. So moving forward, that's what sort of we were looking to talk about. Tell me a little bit about the future of college rankings, what we can expect for that.
Well, we've heard talk from the federal government that it will soon be revealing its own college ranking system, likely to replace the current U.S. News and World as the global standard. The government will be more focused on how valuable a degree from the school is after graduation. This takes into account school tuition, graduation rates, and post-grad salaries.
Awesome. So the U.S. News and World Report doesn't do any of those things now? They should be using some of those statistics, we think.
Well, it's more focused on easily manipulated data like SAT scores and admittance rates. It's concerned with finding the best schools, not necessarily the most affordable ones.
So I guess the question we're looking at right now is, why is Northeastern feeling the crunch? Why are they deciding to juke the stats now?
Northeastern University's battle cry for the last 20 years has been to rise to the top, and they've done that based on the U.S. News and World criteria that they spent years reverse engineering. It will take them years to replicate the government's formula as well. Also, Northeastern is not nearly as economic as it should be. In 2014, Money magazine published an article called Best Colleges for Your Money. Northeastern University was ranked 433rd, compared to where they are at 42 on the U.S. News and World. They're going to suffer when the government rolls out its new program for sure.
So President Aoun was threatening other deans of other colleges with his mafia connections. Why was he doing so illegally rather than maybe just trying to make the school a little more affordable to improve for the future rankings?
The Obama team has not had a successful history of rollouts. I suspect that Northeastern University and other colleges will blame any drop in rankings on sloppy government administration. And it will take time for the federal government system to usurp the U.S. News and World system. Northeastern is trying to get ahead while it still can.
It's a scary thought. Certainly this story probably won't go away. But anyway, Mr. Beaudet, we thank you very much for joining us in the studio. This story was brought to you by an anonymous tip. If you or anyone else has information on this case or in future investigations, feel free to call the toll-free number below. Thank you all for tuning into this Fox 25 News Special Report. Alongside Mike Beaudet, I'm Mike Beaudet. Keep it classy, New England.